My name is David Mesfin. I am the director of Wade in the Water. Wade in the Water, Journey to Black Surfing and Aquatic Culture. It delves into the 1,000-year-old history of surfing from the coast of Senegal to Angola, all the way to the Americas.
Under segregation, we could not be in the same environment, use the same beaches as white folks.
You still could go to the beach, but why would you want to go down there if you don't have a place to change your clothes, if you're not going to be able to get a meal easily, and if somebody may slash your tires or give you a ticket?
There was a couple of letters that I received. Tony Corley, black spook surfer.
Wade in the waters. Wade in the water, children, wade.
It is a big subject and it's quite interesting. This is my first documentary. I have my producer here, executive producer, and my editor with me. And it's been an amazing journey.
Wow. The first account of surfing in Africa was written in the 1640s by a German merchant traveler, Micheal Hammersen.
Anytime I get into the ocean, I just feel like I'm blessed. I'm being baptized. And so for me, I just want to share that.
I worked in the outdoor industry. As much as I enjoyed it, I never really felt comfortable because there wasn't much representation.
I started Intersection as a way to create a safe space and a welcoming space and a fun space and a positive entry point for other women of color who want to learn how to surf.
What was the biggest challenge for making the movie?
Yeah, you know what? That question keeps coming up. I think for us was taking a story, 1,000-year-old, a story of Southern California surfers and the future of surfing, of black surfing, and really editing it, making, a story out of it. By nature, I'm a guy who works in advertising, and this was my first time really putting a full feature documentary. So I would say, editorially, that was a bit challenging, but at the end, I think it turned out to be a beautiful film.
It's a collective of all of us telling our own stories so that we can have a history, a legacy that we can all be proud of.
This movement of surfing is just a part of the whole movement of black and brown people taking back their place in the outdoors.
I got my mental together. I got my spiritual together. I need a physical outlet, and that's when the idea of surfing popped back up.
Is surfing a love of yours?
It is. So you asked the question about surfing. I'm originally from Ethiopia. I was adopted and brought to America in the 80s, and the family that adopted me and brought me lived right by the ocean, the Micheal family, and I just fell in love with it. And prior to arriving here, I had no clue about swimming or surfing, so I had to learn how to swim first, and then eventually learn how to surf. And I really fell in love with Mother Ocean and just connecting to Mother Nature through surfing. And then eventually I migrated, this was in Florida, I migrated to Southern California, where I met a group of black surfers, a group called Black Surfers Collective. And that was the first time I really saw a collective of black surfers coming together. It was so beautiful. And then eventually it was through COVID and Black Lives Matter that me as a creative person, I really felt like there was something I needed to give back to this beautiful sport and nature, Mother Ocean. And with that, we ended up with Wade in the Water. It was just a passion project, honestly.
Are you both surfers?
These guys are surfers.
I surf almost every day.
Almost every day?
Yes. I'm a big surfer.
Nice. How did you get involved in the film without surfing?
I'm the editor for the movie.
Gotcha. So they let you in without it?
They let me in without it, but for me, being from Ethiopia, it was such a learning experience because I did not put black and surfing together. So as an editor, it's so great to learn a new subject, and I hope this is what the audience gets, because there's a lot of things we do not know about this story. You will be surprised. You just watch. You'll be surprised.
So what were the boards like 1,000 years ago?
You know, that's a really good question. So the first account of surfing was 1640. This is by a German traveler, Micheal, and this is all found by Dawson, Professor Dawson. What he tells us is that 1640 was the first account of surfing in Africa, whereas when you look at the beautiful surfing of Hawaii, that was 1770 with Captain Cook. So in terms of surfboard, 1,000 years back, you're really looking at canoes, surf canoes. This is how Africans got over the waves to go shopping, to different villages and so forth. So a lot of those surfboards were made out of trees, and it was just wooden board that was cut off. And a lot of times history tells us, Dawson tells us, it was mothers that really taught their kids at a very young age. And that first account of 1640 was really an account of Emerson looking at a mother teaching her son how to surf. And that was very much important within culture of Africa and very much connected to the idea of economics, because there was no roads. In Africa, the ways you get from one village to another is through the ocean. We're aquatic people, and mothers taught their kids to get through the ocean, through the waves.
Very interesting. I look forward to seeing it. Congratulations.
Wait in the waters, wait in the water, children, wait.